to Mr. B's third class of Mr. B's classes. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wow. Okay. So today we're going to look at two different things to do with inequalities. We're going to look at coming up with inequalities. We've already looked at them so far this year. We talked about less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. But this is a little bit different because there's two variables. Just like everything we've done so far, we're going to have an x and we're going to have a y in our inequality. Up until now, you've only looked at things that have one variable. So you've looked at things that look like this. X is greater than 7. Or you've looked at things like even 2x plus 7x is less than 3 and solved for x. Even things that have your x's on both sides. So you'd be able to solve 3x minus 7 is less than 2x plus 1. And you could solve that right now if you wanted to. So these all have only one variable. What we've been doing lately in class is two variable equalities. So you've looked at things where you're solving by elimination method, or you're solving by substitution method, or you're solving by comparison method. You're not going to solve inequalities, but what we're going to do is you're going to be able to come up with the inequality and then you're going to use them. Or what we're going to look at after is actually graphing them. How can we represent them graphically? So we have a visual representation of what we're talking about here. So the big difference between what we did at the beginning of the year and what we're going to do right now is that at the beginning of the year we had one variable. Now we're going to deal with things with two variables. So let's look at that a little further. So what we're going to look at here is coming up with our two variable inequalities. So we'll look at an example. That's the easiest way to do this. I'm going to do this. So we have the mean mass, so average mass of a man is 75 kilograms.
Means average.
So overall on average, a man weighs 75 kilograms. The mean mass of a woman is 60 kilograms. How many people could be carried in an elevator? Elevator whose maximum capacity is 1,580 kilograms. Let's take this and stretch it out a little bit. Alright. Excuse me. Alright. So we have this question here. Now, you may think, okay, this is something I can figure out, no problem. I can say, oh, how many men could I have if I had 1580 total? And you could go 1580 divided by 75 and say, oh, this is how many men you could have in there. Or you could say, oh, I could probably have more women because women weigh less. And so I could do 1580 and I could divide it by 60. So what we have here is a situation where there's not actually one correct answer. How many people? Well, we could say, someone could answer this question and say, well, this elevator could easily carry one man and one woman. And they wouldn't be wrong, right? You add up 75 and 60, it's not even close to 1,580. Okay? So that's not the type of thing that we're going to be doing here. And that's why we're going to graph. When we graph, we give a solution that has all possible answers. Okay? But we're not even going to get there yet. All we're going to do with this is we are going to express it as an algebraic expression. So we're going to write it out as an inequality that has two variables in it. Okay? There's a few steps. First step, step 1. What we're going to do is identify the unknowns.
So you need to find something competitive.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Identify the unknowns. So we're going to say, okay, well, what don't we know? All right. So the variables are going to be, let x, what's one thing we don't know?
X.
So what are we going to let x equal to?
0.
In this situation, what don't we know? We know how much a man weighs. It tells us a man weighs 75 kilograms.
Oh, how many numbers of men?
The number of men. Okay? Okay. So we're going to let x equal number of men. Okay? So what are we going to let y equal then? Number of women. Okay? So we don't know how many men there are, we don't know how many women there are. So let x equal number of men, let y equal number of women. Okay? Second thing we're going to do, we're going to construct, so we're going to make yeah. So we're going to construct. It's
What happened?
I rewrote it. We're going to construct the algebraic expressions to be compared. So we're going to write down the two parts compared. That's really awful, but you can understand it. Construct the algebraic expressions to be compared. We're going to write down the two parts before we put them together. Okay. So we've got two parts to this question. We've got the amount of mass that the elevator can carry.
And the amount that each man and woman weigh.
Well, and the amount of people that we're putting into the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay? So we've got the amount of, all we care about is how much total weight can the elevator carry, how much total weight are we putting into the elevator. So let's write that as two parts. We've got total mass of people. That's one part of this. And we have max capacity of the elevator. The total mass of the people is kind of the tough one, so let's start with actually the easy one. What's the maximum capacity of my elevator?
1,580.
Right, that's all it is. It's 1,580 kilograms. Okay, perfect. So what we don't know, or what the tougher one, is the total mass of people. Well, let's put that together. Okay. How many men are in the elevator?
More than 5.
There's no number attached to it. Look just above it. Look just above it on unknowns. How many men are in my elevator?
X.
X. How much does each man weigh?
X. 75.
75 kilograms. So we have 75 kilograms times however many men there are, plus each woman weighs 60 kilograms times how many women there are. Okay. Total mass of people in the elevator is 75x plus 60y. Because each man weighs 75 kilograms. Each woman weighs 60 kilograms. So if I look at this and say, okay, well I need to figure out how much total mass is in my elevator, how many total mass of people I'm putting in. If I had one man and one woman, I would just put 1 in for X, 1 in for Y, add them up. What did I get? If I have 0 men and 5 women, 0 in for X, 5 in for Y, calculate it. Okay. Once we've created our two parts, we're going to put them together. So step 3 is going to be write the inequality.
So is it gonna be like 75x plus 60y equals 1500?
Close. Close. I'll come back to you in a second. So we're going to write the inequality with the correct symbol. And what's the symbol that you got wrong?
Less than or equal to.
Okay. So Martin was on the right track. He said it's going to be 75x plus 60y, and then it is going to have 1580 on the other side of it. He put an equal sign in the middle.
Oh.
That would be true if we were saying that the total mass had to be equal to 1580. But we're saying that the maximum capacity of our elevator is 1,580 kilograms.
So greater or that sign there, it's like the beak.
Yep.
Less than or underneath or
So it's going to be less than or equal to.
That's not.
Okay? The total mass of people in my elevator must be less than or equal to 1,580. Okay? So in this case, that's the end of what we're going for. Alright? Now you could use this if you wanted to, and you could check any possible situation that you can think of. So let's go up here and let's check a few situations. You can ask yourself, okay, would one man and 4 women be okay? Well, let's check, but let's actually look. Alright? So we're going to go into our equation. 75 times 1 plus 60 times 4. And what we do is we take our symbol, alright? But we put a box around it just to show that we're checking to see if this is true. Okay, we're checking that. Okay, 1,580. And we calculate. Alright, 75 times 1 is 75. 60 times 4, 240. And we want to know if it's less than or equal to 1,580. 75 plus 240. 315. And we say to ourselves, all right, is 315 less than or equal to 1,580? Yeah. So you could put a big like red check mark if you want to beside it and say, yeah, this works. Okay. Can somebody give me another number of men and women to check? Try and pick one that you think won't work.
10 men.
10 men.
5 women.
10 men.
No, that still works.
That still works, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many women? What's your guess?
15.
15? Let's try this. So 10 men and 15 women. Would that work? Alright. let's see. You got 75 times 10 plus 50, 60 times 15. So at this point, we're going to do 75 times 10, which is 750, plus 60 times 15, which is going to be what? What's 60 times 15? 900. And we'll want to check and see if that is less than or equal to 1,580. Okay, 750 plus 900 is equal to 1,650. And we're checking to see if that is less than or equal to 1,580. Okay, is 1,650 less than or equal to 1,580? No. So we would say no, this one does not work. So 10 men and 15 women would not fit in this elevator, but 1 man and 4 women would definitely fit. And you could check anything that they asked you to do. All right, you could check any of the possible solutions, and you'd be able to work with it, no problem.
Is that really all you have to do?
Okay, so that's all you have to do with these things. The trouble with these, the difficult part, I guess, of these kind of questions is coming up with the expression. Once you come up with the expression, using them is easy. Next class, I will show you how to graph them and how to represent them graphically. All right. So, what I want you to do for homework tonight, don't worry about the stuff that you started working on there the other day, or just earlier today. What I want you to look at is page 51.
51?
Yeah, numbers 1 to 3.
What?
So 51, numbers 1 to 3. Recording now.
This is the end of our clip. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to watch the video. Thank you.